So, cycle training time. Time to get back out there and get some miles in and see if I can eclipse my last training session. See how it goes. But before I do that, getting back out on the road and trying to push miles, I decided this time to get the indoor trainer to get me up and going. Went back and forth between the different styles. You have the on-wheel style, where you press the wheel against the roller, and it's a stationary situation. And you ride that way, to the style where you remove the rear wheel and attach the bicycle to an actual stationary trainer that has a gear set on the back of it, or the roller style, which has a bit of a learning curve and has the possibility for you to come off of it and maybe crash in your own living room. Which did I choose? I chose the Nero Interactive Roller style. So we'll see how this works out. We'll do a unboxing. It's my first time riding on a roller. I've done the stationary style rear wheel on roller setup, but wanted to step it up and try something different and maybe get a roller that I practice some balancing on, things of that nature. So I'm going to do an unboxing of this thing and see how it goes. Okay, let's get it going here and see what we got. Trusty box opener. So the packaging is pretty decent. Obviously, it's not easy to get into here. Okay, one side. Okay, let's see what we got. Really good packaging. Okay, so there she sits. Got a little warning, attention. Here, another piece. Instruction packet and digital coupon. Piece. This is probably an axle or something. So converters for European style, overseas style, non-US. What else we got? Looks like a power cord. Yep. And the accessories can flip between different styles. That's all that's in there, and the instruction booklet. Alright, let's get this piece pulled out of here. Say it's about 50 pounds. So it's supposed to be a handle. Here's the handle. Looks like it's a little kludgy there as far as the way it was packaged in. The wheels don't look like they've been used, so that's good. It's a folding design. Let's see if we can capture that. Folds up so you can store it. Flip it out. Turn it this way. I think I got it upside down. No, I got it right. This way. Well, there's what she looks like laid out. Footprint's not that bad. Apartment, house, or training room or something like that, it would fit into that pretty easily. See, I think there's another piece in here. Yep, it's a knob. I think that's it. So let's get rid of this. So it seems that it's adjustable for the different distances of tires, front and rear, on most bicycles. So you can use this to adjust this centerpiece. And this piece was in the box as well, kind of just thrown in the box along with this instead of being packaged. But that's neither here nor there. We can make it work. How it works is goes in here, seats into a little spot back there, and down on the floor, and screw this guy on to capture your adjustments. I think I'm gonna need 2 hands for this for a while. I think I can get it. Yep. And then you lock it into place to where you want it to be. So the rear rollers, and front roller, the front wheel axle is directly over top of this roller. So let's figure out how to get these straps adjusted and put in place. Well, it looks like, and I'm not reading the instructions here, obviously, who does that? I will go over them before I actually get my butt on this thing though. In the folded position, if you notice, in there's a groove where this strap or this cord goes, fits into that groove. And the same thing on the front, if you can see in there. So you would have to fold it to a degree to be able to get it in that groove, and then extend the body out so the grooves are in place. And I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, so I'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing that we're seeing here is mine here, as it's shipped, have the bands on the rear rollers and not on the front, and then you unfold it and you put it on the front roller. According to the trusty instructions, which I did have to pull out, you notice that these bands are actually supposed to be on the front roller and the one that's way out front with your adjustability in the middle. In the actual instructions, they don't tell you how specifically to set that up. So I'm gonna need to figure out how to get that band and that band from the rear to the front row. And I'm noticing that there are some screws here, Phillips head screws on either side. So we're gonna see what's the deal with that. We'll return shortly. Okay, after futzing around with this for a bit, I realized that we don't actually have to take it apart, thank goodness, to get this strap from the back to the front. What we need to do is basically loop this around. If you ever unbox one of these deals and you have the same situation, loop this around this way. Oops. Lift it up. Thing is pretty heavy. It's about 50 pounds or so. So one-handed manipulation is not easy when you're recording, but there you have it. Just flip it around the opposite way without actually having to take anything apart, like I almost did. Okay, let's get this thing set up. So I'm finding that the adjustment for your actual wheelbase for your bike is probably easier done to get set up without the straps attached. Right? So you have these markers here. You can pull out a tape measure like the instructions say and do da 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 da. But here's what I did. Okay, so got the bike on, just kind of freestanding. And what you want is that axle to line up basically with the roller. Right? Maybe a little bit behind as I wiggle this back and forth. I don't want it to come out and careen me across the room and into my big TV set over there, creating a big mess. So after you've got that pretty much set like you like it, and take note of the measurement where it is, and then when you lock everything down, you'll know where you need to be. Okay, so once you get this measurement pretty much exactly where you want it, reach underneath, and there is another wheel similar to this one to lock it into place so that when you fold it to put these straps on, it doesn't move. So I'll do that and then I'll be right back. I found it a little easier to access that knob to turn the unit on its side temporarily. And I noticed that the serial number is on the bottom there. You may want to capture that for future use. Edit that out. So now it's ready to be pressed into place. Now I tried this in the initial position where those straps were actually on that rear roller and realized that was not going to happen. But again, make sure that the strap is actually in that roller groove in the front and in the rear. There's an actual groove receptacle to capture that roller. And then the idea is to push down on this middle piece. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, that wasn't terrible. It does take a bit of force to push that down into place, but it's doable. So now, as you can see, the straps are in place in their grooves and rolling both the front roller and the first roller here. And as the tire sits in between there, it will roll that second roller as well. So now, locking it into place, you just loosen this, slide it down, and clamp it back down into place. Because I don't want that flipping up on me as I'm riding it, folding up like an accordion, sending me careening across the room. I want to make sure that that has some nice clamping force. That should be good. Additionally, there's this knob up front that says lock handle before use, and it has an open and a locked. I'm assuming this is for when the unit is folded up. You can lock it in place so it's not flapping around, but that's really not relevant to operation when you're actually using it. So I'm rolling that, and it does have a bit of force to it, so I'm going to leave this paper up here just in case we're not one that's acclimated to rollers. So I'm rolling pretty good. Next step, power. So as this unit is interactive, it does have power, and you'll need to set it up somewhere near a power receptacle and have the adapter power receptacle and pick the correct receptacle and place it in. Since we are here in the US, I'll use this puppy here. Let's see how it goes. Slide this locking plate down. It's spring activated, so we'll place this guy. Has a little clip plate for this grooved edge, and then a receptacle for this clamp. So key it this way, press into place, and she's good to go. Other side goes on the right side of the unit, which is ready to be powered up. I noticed we'll put these additional pieces away that there is an actual code here to what I'm assuming is to register. So let's see how it goes. So the recommendation is when you're first starting to use these things, set it up close to something that you could use to balance yourself till you get acclimated to the feel of using the rollers. They are supposed to simulate the actual feel of being out on the road. I'm going to set it up next to this wall so that I can make sure that I'm not headed for a fall. And in an attempt to assist you with getting on and off of it, they have this handy step, because when you're getting off and on this thing and you got road shoes on with the clips, I imagine that that's going to be a little difficult. So it's all set up and ready to go. I'm going to probably get some stuff to put underneath it, make it a little more comfortable, and I'll set the bike up on it. Okay, so I think we're all set. Ultimately, it probably took less than a half an hour to set it up completely and get everything going. So set and ready to get its first debut. So next video, hopefully I'll try to set it up to where you see me on this thing trying it out. Okay.